Hey everybody, welcome back to episode 2 of Harmstead. Today we're going to be working on a few extra houses and it's going to be a blast. Now this one is a pretty straightforward video, so let's just get straight on into the intro and on with the video. Alright everyone, so if you remember from the first episode, the village of Harmstead is a unique location in Elmoran. Not only does the village harvest a rare medicinal plant from the watery depths, but there's also a power over the village that keeps the population docile and timid. Okay, so I'm certainly going to dive a little bit deeper into that in episode 3, because that episode will be centered around that part of the lore. But for now, let's focus on today. So for today's video, I wanted to keep things simple and build 3 additional houses nestled inside this small valley. Now, keeping with the same theme, all of these structures have a rock or a more of a solid foundation with wooden or plaster walls above them. I also kept thatch as the main roofing material since it would pretty much make sense in a tropical climate to have both a good insulator and something that you could replace easily from the fields that will be built outside of the town later on. Now remember, this village may export a valuable product, but the people of Harmstead do not receive the benefits of it, or at least in a monetary sense. Now all of this goes without saying that there isn't much of lore present in this episode, so I just wanted to say a few quick things. If you haven't seen the replays or tuned in while I'm live, I have been streaming the past few days on YouTube, and it's been honestly a huge blast. Really fun to hang out with the community. It's been wild. I do plan on trying to stream every weekday around 9 a.m. to about 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, and occasionally on weekends if I have the schedule for it. Now, I've had a lot of extra time as I was laid off from my company last week, so until I find another job, I'm hoping to provide loads of content here and really build up the channel as much as humanly possible. So what I'm trying to say is that I would love to see the community come by the live streams and really be a part of upcoming videos with your ideas and thoughts. During the stream, I definitely ask for advice. We go over lore. We go over a lot of stuff, and it's very beneficial. Now, of course, all of those replays are on the channel, so you can always check those out for later use. Now, that's pretty much enough of me talking. Obviously, it's the typical thing. If you like the content, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. I won't go too much into that. But sit back, relax, let's enjoy a little bit of music, and I'll meet you again for the walkthrough. Alright everybody, so here we have the beginning of the first area. As you can see here, this was in episode 1, so I just built this really nifty little tiny bridge here just to kind of go over. I think it came out pretty cool. Used a little bit of mixture of boards and some of the new blocks to really tie it together, make it look a little worn down and beat down, but either way. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to go over the first house right here, right off the bat. Now, I'm going to kind of do a brief tour of all 3, just so you can kind of see it all. But just like the first episode, we have lots of decoration here by the water. We have some rocks, we have some sedge, some cattails, all that kind of stuff. But let's go into this home. And if you go straight on in, you can see right off the bat we have a nice little kitchen area. Now this kitchen area is very similar to the ones in episode 1 because the majority of this town is very similar in structure, at least when it comes to the housing. So of course we have some herbs, we have some fruits, we have some shelving, all the good stuff needed for something like this. And then if we turn around, we have some boots again. Gotta love the boots. And then of course we have the dining table and almost like a little shelving unit right here. Very simple. Nothing too crazy. We have these really nice beams with the boards for the roof. I think it adds a little bit of a dimension there. Definitely adds to it. I think it looks pretty good. But what we're going to do is once you kind of breathe all this in, we're going to go down and you can see the cellar here. Now the cellar, of course, is going to be where this family sleeps since there are no beds and there's no room for the top floor. So as you come down, of course, you have some more storage. We have some clothing areas here, but you go on in, we have some coat racks and we have the beds. Pretty simple, pretty standard. There's nothing too crazy about this area, but I just think it kind of all comes together and looks really good. I mean, technically, yes, we could do something like that just to kind of add a little bit more into it, but it's the smaller details that you can add, and that's obviously up to the preference of the builder. I decided to keep this one particular building pretty basic, but we have some ruts in the floor just from, walking up and down, doing stuff like that. They would obviously spend a lot of time in here in the evenings instead of up here, especially after dinner time. So if we're going to go out this door, there's 2 ways you can go. So I'm going to show you this way because there's really no way up from it. But if you come around the side, we have this nice little area here with an overhang, some additional storage, a cart, all of that good stuff, and beautiful vegetation. And then, of course, the other 2 houses, which just look fantastic. So let's wrap back around here. And we are going to go up the side path besides the clothing rack here and past all of this decoration. Okay. And like I said, I got some moss on the ceilings, things like that. I thought the change of wood to plaster on this house actually looked really nifty. So we're going to go down here and you can see here we have some fishing nets and stuff like that. But this is the second house. So this one is going to be a little bit more basic. It's an all-in-one, no cellar or basement in here. Of course, we have some puddles here and there, but we're just going to go straight on in. And of course, all 3 of these houses are built up just for whatever reason. If this water were to go up higher, then these houses are not going to get flooded. So right off the bat, you come in the door, you take a right, there's the bedroom, or I guess where the beds are or where they sleep. Okay, not necessarily a bedroom because this is literally an all-in-one. So we have the beds, simple enough. We have the food and the table. And then, of course, the kitchen area. Got a few things hanging from the ceiling there. Once again, basic, same kitchen structure. All of the kitchens are very similar, and once again, I did that just to fit the theme. I didn't want them to be wildly different, but we definitely have some old texturing on the wood. Some of it is more worn out. Some of it is slightly newer or just cleaned in general. But this is going to be the second house. Like I said, pretty simple. Nothing too crazy, but I really like the way that it came out. Okay. Oops. Oh my gosh, I can't get through. There we go. And what we're going to do, this is, of course, a little custom tree I made. I'm not very good at trees. That's why it kind of looks a little goofy. But, it is what it is. If we go down here, we also have some crab nets and a wagon up there. A small little wattle fence just to keep maybe little ones from potentially falling into the water. But then we have this awesome kind of weird diagonal house. It's almost like a U to a degree. Real quick, I'll just show you this though. Kind of copy and pasted this, but added some extra detail. We have some tobacco hanging up, some more fish. Very similar to that one over there, but I love this style. I think it looks really, really good. So we're just going to move on up to this home. And as you can see here, of course, we're going to have a kitchen. So like this is some raw meat they're cooking up. Okay. That's actually a netherrack slab or layer. But it looks really good. Looks really great as raw meat. Of course, we have some brooms and stuff like that kind of all over the place here. And so with this house being the way that it is, we have a nice little dining area with some food storage. We have some books with a little bookshelf here. And then we also have some coal for the fireplace. Keep it warm. Or not for the fireplace, for the oven, I guess you could say, or the stove. Either way, the cooking unit. And then we actually have the downstairs area. So if you go down here, You can see simple enough. This is where it kind of opens up and really kind of embraces this rural lifestyle and storage. So we have tons of space here filled with storage, tons of stuff filled with wine, supplies, food, kind of like non-perishables. Like these could literally be packed with salt and have meats or some kind of fruits or veggies or just something like that. More than likely meats would be stored in something like this. And then we have a little wine rack. Now I know this is actually scrolls. I think it looks better as wine, kind of cram some bottles in there, really make it look good. But yeah, so this is the cellar area for this home. Okay. And that's pretty much that. So yeah, pretty big house, pretty nice stuff here. And once again, none of the families here are very wealthy, so it just kind of is what it is. And then we have this path that wraps all the way back around, all the way to where we began. So this is a basic overview of the area thus far, and I'm going to build a little bit more over in that direction, but this is it. Definitely moved some trees over, copy and pasted, really filled out the vegetation, and I will fill it out up here as well. But this is, once again, like I said, how it looks. Some of these houses are actually built into the hill. As you can see here, this was actually built into the cliff. That's why, to me, the layering of it looks really good. It's definitely a solid foundation, and it helps to prevent flooding. So that's pretty much that. So just like always, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was, a little educational, but definitely entertaining. Once again, if you haven't tuned in the live streams, definitely do so. I would love to have everyone's opinion, let you see and help and provide context to these videos. Definitely have your own input. So thank y'all so much again for watching. We're definitely going to have some more episodes out. We're going to have some more going on, but this is the Legendary Porpoise signing off. I hope you have a good day and happy gaming.